G'day everyone, it's Justin and
Matt.
two dads again from BRRRRRM Australia, and we're coming to you today from a 2018 Hyundai i30N Performance. Now, Matt, I'm glad you're in the car today. This is one thing that we've been dying to have a drive of, isn't it?
For a long time.
This car, the i30N, is Hyundai's first effort at a genuine hot hatch. Now, it's only been out for a couple of months in Australia. It's based on the normal i30, but it has had the temperature turned up quite a bit, hasn't it?
It sure has.
It's a $39,990 car, list price in Australia. It comes as a 6-speed manual only at this stage. There's talk of a dual clutch transmission in about 2019. It's a 2-litre, 4-cylinder, 16-valve turbo, and it's been pushed up to about 202 kilowatts at 6,000 RPM, 353 Newton meters at 1450 to 4700 RPM, with 378 Newton meters on overboost. So when you put your foot flat to the floor, she kicks in and gives you a bit more torque that way. Now, mate, you've had a drive of this thing. Give us your driving impressions. What do you think?
Oh, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. A lot of hype around this car.
Yeah.
As soon as we heard about it from Hyundai, you and I both agreed we want to drive this car, test it for you guys, and give some feedback on arguably the hottest talking point in that hot hatch segment at the moment. It's getting a lot of airplay in the media, and just feel privileged to be able to have a go. First impressions straight away from getting in. Everything's well laid out. The central screen is very practical and it's feature rich, which exceeded my expectations. Started off in normal driving mode with all the normal settings. It's just a pleasant car to drive.
It's kind of normal i30, maybe like a i30 SR or something like that, isn't it? It's just such a nice, easygoing car to drive in normal mode. Easy to drive, gearbox, everything like that. It's fine.
Everything. It just matches nicely. Everything's well laid out. The seating position's fantastic. It's comfortable. You could really use this as a practical, everyday family car. Yep. Or even if on those journeys to work, that if you're privileged enough to be able to drive to work,
yep,
jump in and drive to work, even in traffic with the manual, because it's such an easy gearbox to use. Yep. It works.
But then,
great.
You put it in N mode.
N mode. You hit this button here on the steering wheel.
Yep. And
everything changes.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, isn't it?
It truly is. And you know what? I thought, okay, well, you hit that button and a couple of things will change. This feels like a totally different vehicle.
Yeah, it's like you say, mate. It's like, most cars, like you hit a sports button or something like that, and you get a bit more noise and things like that. But this car, because I think for the value for money aspect, it's got adjustable suspension. It's got a bimodal exhaust that's adjustable 3 ways. Adjustable throttle control. It's just full of adjustability. Like there's 944 different combinations when you put it into custom mode to tailor it to how you like it. And it makes a huge difference to the way this car drives, doesn't it?
It really does. It really is. It's phenomenal. It's pretty much the only word I can think of to describe it in every regard. The steering, the sound, the engine characteristics.
It's so much fun, isn't it? It is so much fun.
It really is. And I would love to have a go with this vehicle on the track.
Well, it's funny you mention that. Hyundai actually don't mind that at all, because if you buy this car, the warranty actually covers you for the occasional track day. Not you know, full on race competition days and things like that, but you know, if you want to take it down to, you know, Wakefield Park or something like that and have a bit of a go, the warranty actually covers you for that, even if you do put on you know, semi slicks or something like that too. So how good's that?
That is fantastic, and such good forethought from Hyundai that really is understanding their market.
Yeah.
It's impressive. It really is impressive. But back to the car, you get so much feedback as well. You know, considering it is a road car, and having that button pressed, the end button, you can really just connect with the car. You can feel everything, especially on this road, lovely Sydney streets, but you just feel connected to the car. And you know what? I was saying before, I would love to just get in this car and go for a drive for the sheer purpose of driving it. Yeah,
it's a kind of thing that, you know, like you said, Monday to Friday you'd be driving it to work or dropping the kids off or whatever it is. Sunday morning you'd get up, take it for a run down, you know, the old Pacific Highway or something like that and have some fun, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It really is that dynamic and that flexible as a vehicle. And it exceeded every expectation I had, and they were high to start with.
Now, mate, some of the things that make this car special, I suppose, it comes with the 19-inch Pirelli P0s, 235/35 19s, special compound made for Hyundai, the HN compound for it. It's got a mechanical limited slip diff at the front, electronically controlled. Now, a lot of, you know, so-called hot hatches just having like an electronic diff or something like that. This has got a proper mechanical one, and that makes a huge difference to the way it puts the power to the ground.
It does.
Yeah. You've also got, like we said, electronically controlled suspension. The car's about 8mm lower than a standard i30. Rev matching. Now, this is one of my little pet hates, is that I know how to heel and toe, so I'm not that big a fan on rev matching.
Yep.
Does a really good job in this car, I must admit. The rev matching's good,
but
the button to switch it off is on the steering wheel. So how good's that? Like,
that's good.
Some other cars, either you can't switch it off or you've got to go through a myriad of menus to try and get through and switch it off. But this car, they've thought about it, stick it on the dash. And I was going to say, mate, the reasoning behind, I reckon, how good this car is, the guy, I mean, it's designed by Hyundai's R&D guys at Namyang in Korea, which that's what the N stands for, or Nürburgring as well. That's where they did a lot of testing on the car. But the guy that actually Hyundai got on board to actually, you know, look after this project, ex-BMW Motorsport, it shows. I mean, on the tacho, when the car's cold, like on a BMW M car, you've got little warning lights to say don't rev it above certain levels. That's like an M thing.
Yes.
The driver's seat's got you know, a little under thigh support thing that pops out. That's BMW as well. So.
It is through and through.
How good
it has
is
that
thing?
flavour. Oh, it's just amazing in that regard.
The exhaust in it too. You know, it's a 3-mode active exhaust on the thing, so you can, you know, turn up the volume as much or as little as you like. And you know, I got to say, even though it's a bit of an electronic sort of sound thing that comes out of the front of the car, it's not out of the speakers. The note is actually quite good.
It is.
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah.
That little overrun between gears.
Yeah.
It just adds to every component to make it a bit of a beast, really.
Yeah.
It really is in N mode. It's a weapon.
Now, family friendliness, it's typical i30. You've got, you know, plenty of room in the back for, you know, 3 in the back. You sat in the back with your driving position, you found it fine.
Yeah.
Headroom, all good.
Headroom, leg
Kids will
space.
find it fine. Boot space, yep, typical i30, very practical, very good. Except on this car, there is like a rear stiffness bar in the back, which, you know, it may intrude on, you know, if you've got really bulky things going through the back, but I don't think it really will. I mean, the seats are a 60-40 split in the back. It should be fine, I reckon.
Yeah, I think that's worth having for the rigidity and the driving feedback.
Yep, that's right. Mate, this is the base model. There is a luxury pack that's available that, you know, gives it a few more bells and whistles and things like that. There's, you know, the luxury pack comes with front parking sensors, auto wipers, a driver's memory seat, suede and leather bolsters, heated seats, the keyless entry, keyless start, QI charger for your mobile phone if you've got one that takes it. Extra $3,000. I actually think, you know, for $3,000 on top of $39,990, that's not bad.
I agree.
Yeah. And the only thing above that is you could get it with a panoramic sunroof, but you know, this is a proper hot hatch, I think. So yeah. Now, X Factor question: is this something you would actually look at your reflection, or after you park it, look back at it?
I'm trying to grab a reflection from somewhere at the moment. Just not having much luck. Absolutely, mate. This is a great looking car.
Yeah.
I remember when we reviewed the Kona, and I can't recall if I mentioned it in the review, but it certainly stands out from a design perspective in regards to the rear tail lights, and just has a really nice feel to it, and it's a little different. And subtle aggressiveness, if I could say. And this has the same thing. The rear end of this it's gorgeous.
It's really nice, isn't it? Yeah,
it really
they've really done it well. I mean, you park it side by side, a standard Hyundai i30, you can really tell the difference on it.
Yeah.
Dual exhaust. It's got the the big spoiler on top of there, and a lot of the stuff in this car for the aerodynamics and all that's functional. Like we noticed in the front, there's an air dam that goes directly straight through to the brakes and the wheels. So
yeah.
It's really good.
They're subtle things, but they do make a difference to the car enthusiasts as we are.
Yeah.
The side profile, fantastic. The details with having just the N embossed in the wheels and the side skirts, those things just, they make a difference to having a more enjoyable driving experience, and also as an owner.
Yeah.
I'm sure that will be the case. When you wash your car and you see those little things, it's a feel-good factor as well.
Yeah, I agree. Now, mate, I think in summary, I've got to say, $39,990 list price for this thing. What you're getting, the big smile on your face when you drive it. I actually was thinking about it, and for everybody out there, a mum or dad that wants a high-performance car again, but probably the Ministry of Finance is probably telling you, no, you want a nice, sensible hatchback or something like that. One of these.
Absolutely.
It does the sensible hatchback thing really well.
Yeah.
But then you push that in button, boy oh boy. It's great.
That would be a great decision to make.
Yeah. Now, just want to put out a big thank you to our friends at Hyundai Australia for the loan of the i30N, and I don't know if you're going to get it back too quickly, actually.
Not if it's up to me.
So just want to put a big thank you to everybody for watching. We'll see you later.
Thanks very much.